You are staring at a heavy neon-colored jug of commercial liquid drain gel sitting on the edge of your kitchen sink. The basin is filled with murky, disgusting, slow-draining water that smells exactly like rotting food. To you, that bright plastic jug is a desperate $15 attempt to get your kitchen functioning again before the smell takes over the house. To the massive chemical and home plumbing industry, it is a highly calculated, incredibly profitable trap built entirely on physical destruction. And right next to that heavy jug sits a plain, unmarked glass bowl filled with a dry white powder. That completely forgotten, cheap mystery powder will do something that expensive liquid gel desperately hopes you never figure out. Stay with me, because in the next 10 minutes, I am going to show you exactly why pouring that thick chemical sludge down your drain is actively destroying the hidden pipes under your house. I am also going to show you how a single cup of this dry white powder permanently melts the toughest kitchen clogs in absolute seconds. Let's talk about the kitchen sink. You finish dinner, rinse off a few dinner plates, and suddenly the water stops going down the drain. It backs up, filling the stainless steel basin with a foul, greasy puddle that simply refuses to move. You immediately panic. You think you did something wrong. You blame yourself for letting too much bacon grease or too many food scraps slip past the metal strainer. You assume you ruined your own plumbing through sheer carelessness. Stop blaming yourself. You did not fail. Your cooking habits are perfectly fine, and kitchen sinks are physically designed to handle everyday household grease. The blockage is completely normal. But the massive home repair bill you're about to cause is a deliberate, engineered trap. When your sink stops draining, logic goes completely out the window. The commercial drain cleaner industry has spent decades aggressively training everyday consumers to reach for their heavy neon jugs the second the water stops flowing. They tell you that pouring their thick, heavy liquids directly into your fragile plumbing is the ultimate standard of household maintenance. They market these products as heavy-duty clog destroyers. They show you animated commercials where the bright gel smoothly clears the pipe and saves the day. That is a complete mechanical lie. So, you pour half a bottle of heavy chemical sludge down the drain, completely trusting the process. You are paying a massive premium for a product that is actively ensuring you have to call an emergency plumber. The chemical companies know exactly what happens when their heavy gels sit inside your plastic pipes, but they want you to keep pouring. They want you trapped in a continuous, expensive cycle. They want you buying their temporary fixes, slowly destroying the very pipes they claim to protect, until you are finally handed a catastrophic $1,000 repair bill for a completely flooded kitchen floor. Let's talk about the physical mechanics of the plumbing hidden under your kitchen sink. If you open your cabinet doors and look inside, you will see a specific piece of white plastic plumbing shaped exactly like the letter U. This curve is designed to hold a small amount of water to block sewer odors, but it is also the exact spot where sticky bacon grease, food scraps, and hair clump together to form a solid, impenetrable wall. Now, think about what happens when you pour that neon commercial gel down the sink. Commercial drain gels are incredibly heavy, thick liquids. When you pour them into a clogged basin, they do not flush completely through the system. They sink straight down to the very bottom of that U-shaped pipe and simply stop moving. They just sit there, trapped in a stagnant puddle directly against the blockage. Here is where it gets interesting. Those heavy gels are specifically engineered to violently heat up on contact. But because the liquid is trapped at the bottom of the plastic curve, that intense heat has absolutely nowhere to go. It just sits there, physically cooking and warping the thin white PVC plastic out of shape over time. Even worse, that heavy sludge sits directly against the chemical glue holding your pipe joints together. It aggressively eats the plumbing glue. The pipe deforms, the glue completely fails, and the pipe catastrophically bursts, dumping gallons of toxic, greasy water straight through your expensive kitchen cabinets. Here's the part nobody tells you. You do not need heavy pipe-destroying gels. You need to walk completely out of the plumbing section and head straight to the laundry aisle of your local Walmart. Look down at the very bottom shelf. You are looking for a bright yellow 3-pound box called Arm & Hammer Super Washing Soda. It costs exactly $4. That highly concentrated, naturally occurring dry mineral is the ultimate ruthless weapon against a blocked drain. To understand exactly why it works so perfectly, we do not need to look at complex science. We just need to look at how it acts. Stay with me, because this changes everything. Think of that dry white powder exactly like a microscopic hot knife. Commercial gels try to forcefully burn a hole through the grease, but washing soda changes the physical nature of the grease itself. When you dump that dry mineral directly down the drain and flush it with a roaring kettle of boiling water, it triggers a completely safe, immediate physical reaction. The extreme heat of the boiling water and the heavy mineral combine to physically melt the hardened bacon grease and sticky hair. It does not sit at the bottom of the pipe baking the plastic. Instead, it transforms that solid, disgusting wall of sludge into a slick, water-soluble soap. That newly formed soap simply washes itself completely down the drain, clearing the blockage instantly without warping a single piece of your expensive plumbing. Here is exactly how you execute this trick. You need that bright yellow box of Arm & Hammer superwashing soda, a standard measuring cup, and a large metal kettle of water sitting on your stovetop. First, if your sink is completely filled with standing water, use a plastic cup to scoop as much of the dirty water out as possible. You want the drain opening to be relatively clear. Next, take your measuring cup and scoop exactly 1 full cup of the dry white washing soda directly out of the box. Dump that heavy powder straight down into the blocked drain hole. Do not add any water yet. Just let the dry mineral sit directly on top of the clog for exactly 5 minutes. While you're waiting, turn your stove on high and bring your heavy metal kettle to a roaring, rolling boil. But right here is where you might be hesitating. The most common question homeowners ask before doing this is, if I pour a roaring kettle of boiling water and a heavy mineral powder into my sink, will the sudden heat crack my cold plastic pipes or completely ruin my garbage disposal? The answer is absolutely not. Here's the part nobody tells you. The boiling water and mineral combination acts entirely on the organic grease. It creates an incredibly fast, slick physical wash that passes completely through your plumbing in a matter of seconds. It is a rapid, temporary spike in temperature that your pipes are literally manufactured to handle safely. This is completely unlike those thick commercial gels that intentionally trap themselves at the bottom of the plastic curve, sitting there and slowly baking your expensive PVC pipes for hours at a time until the chemical glue completely fails. After the powder has rested for 5 minutes, take your roaring kettle of boiling water and pour it aggressively straight down the drain. Pour it continuously. Within seconds, you will hear a deep gurgling sound as the powder and heat physically melt the wall of sludge. The standing water will suddenly create a powerful vortex and immediately flush straight down the pipe. Your sink will drain perfectly smooth, completely clearing the blockage without leaving any heavy sludge behind. By refusing to buy those neon jugs of drain gel, you are keeping hundreds of dollars firmly in your own pocket. You completely bypass the inevitable $1,000 plumbing emergency caused by melted pipes and failed chemical glue. The home repair industry engineered a trap to sell you a cure that intentionally destroys your house. If this practical trick saved you from calling an emergency plumber, hit the like button right now. Weaponize the algorithm. Every single like tells the system to rescue other homeowners who are actively melting their own pipes and creating massive repair bills because of the drain cleaner industry's lies. Hit subscribe, because next video, we are exposing the deliberate design flaw hiding inside your expensive garbage disposal cleaner. See you in the next one.